Extra Fun, aka and the Ghost Sky, aka Triple Ranking, y'all. What's going on with everybody today? Um, y'all are now a part of the Freestyle Fanaticz podcast. Um, about to start a little freestyling right now. About to freestyle a little something, something. I think first we're gonna go with the Petty Show.
Reports coming out that Shannon Sharp's career with Disney.
You said that one more time. I'm gonna poke the shit out of you when I see you.
To no one's surprise, reports coming out that Shannon Sharp's career with Disney is over. For those who aren't aware, Disney owns pretty much everything.
I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously.
Shannon Sharp just got publicly humiliated in a way nobody saw coming. 1 minute he was ESPN's golden boy, collecting $1 million checks and playing the polished media darling. And the next, Disney and ESPN cut ties with him so fast it made his whole empire crumble overnight. And it wasn't just a scandal, it was a total collapse. Old lawsuits, hidden settlements, explosive audio leaks. It all started unraveling at once. ESPN employees turned against him. Disney executives panicked about their clean-cut image. Deals were ripped up. His $1 million empire started crumbling under his feet. And Shannon? He wasn't ready. Now, instead of taking the loss quietly, he's fuming. Behind closed doors, insiders say Shannon is plotting revenge so it could drag half the network down with him. And he's ready to set the whole Something about Shannon Sharp has been sitting in the back of people's mind for a while now. Like, we've been feeling it, but nobody wanted to say it out loud.
I know a lot of people kept saying he was asleep. I don't know what the man is, but I know he played in the NFL for some umpteen years, and yeah, NFL career, bro. It's hell on your body when you get older.
Loud because it's Shannon Sharp, a big famous black man, a walking success story, someone we want to root for, but it's time to stop playing. Shannon Sharp might be a lot of things, but smart is not one of them. Actually, it's the opposite. When it comes to football, Shannon...
He's a dumb son of a... Damn, it ain't funny, bro.
He's got the range. Man gave 30 plus years to the game and it shows. He knows the field like the back of his hand. Plus, throw a camera on him, gig ended. It made perfect sense for Stephen A. Smith to snatch him up.
Now, like, I did all this, and he lost his career too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Black Uncle vibe locked down. Brown liquor, cigar, durag and all. Some people side-eyed it as coon adjacent, but he was so entertaining that most people gave him a pass, especially after Club Shay Shay went crazy viral in 2024, thanks to that Cat Williams interview. At that point, Shannon was sitting pretty.
yeah, he made history with that. I think that's like the most streamed podcast ever or something like that in YouTube history.
Wanted a piece of him. A $100 million ESPN contract was literally on the table. And then, suddenly Shannon reminded the world he moves like a fool. Older men dating younger women is not shocking. Sean Diddy Combs was pushing 40 when he scooped up a 19-year-old Cassie. Eddie Murphy has enough kids to start a football team, and even he's married to someone 2 decades younger. The age gap thing isn't new, but Shannon took it to a whole other level. He was 54 messing with a 19-year-old. Even Leonardo DiCaprio would have looked at that and said, "You're doing too much." And it gets worse. Not only was he moving reckless with the age gap, he got caught slipping on tape. Shannon allegedly told the girl he'd choke her if she kept running her mouth. On.
So he put he put us in that position, like, when you're on the phone, y'all gotta be careful, man. Like, don't be just running your mouth, bro. Sometimes you gotta have some chill and know when to say certain things and know when, you know what I'm saying? But this is...
It or not, the fact that he fell for it just screams no situational awareness. And don't even get me started on the tape situation, because somehow, someway, there's a tape floating around.
Hey, appreciate
And
that.
guess
Put a
what?
like and
Shannon
subscribe.
doesn't even
Thank
have
you.
an
Appreciate you.
NDA protecting him. How are you 50 plus years old, a literal millionaire, and still moving like a freshman in a frat house, especially after the mess he already got into on Instagram last year? After that viral slip where his personal business got broadcast? You would think then would have been the wake-up call to lawyer up, lock down your privacy, get airtight NDAs on everyone. Well, that was what Shannon did. At the end of the day, it's looking
Hold on,
grim.
y'all, hold on.
ESPN, Disney, yeah, they're not going to bat for him. It didn't even take 48 hours for everything to start crumbling. ESPN might have played it cute by announcing that Shannon was stepping away to handle personal matters. But let's keep it a buck. Insiders immediately spilled that this was not some voluntary timeout. One source said, there are reports circulating that Shannon Sharp's career at ESPN is over. I reached out to a source familiar with production at ESPN on this, who tells me he is still on First Take Mondays and Tuesdays.
Like Vince Carter is over. For real, my nigga. For real now.
Down with slip up. This is different though, and I don't surviving this as far as staying at ESPN. Guilty or not, he shouldn't be putting himself in this position at his age. Stephen A. Smith, who vouched for Shannon when he got hired, even had to get on his podcast and admit that he personally talked to Disney's big boss.
I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously.
Damn.
And we are looking into this very, very closely.
Damn. That's what we
will go from there. And that is all he said. And I can mention his name because I received his permission to say that. I don't know what that means.
If you ask the boss man, hey boss man, can I say your name on my podcast? Boss man.
He knew what
Boss
time
man.
it was. This wasn't a break. This was a slow, quiet push out the door before the NFL season kicked off. They were trying to protect the brand, not the man.
In my perfect world, this equates to Jay-Z, where the case ultimately dropped.
But see with Jay-Z done got their own money. Shannon Sharp was trying to get into a place where he was about to get a bigger bag, but right before he got it, it just snipes right up from under him, dog. Like,
is allowed to continue
crazy
on First Take and continue to thrive and shine, and not just that, and have an illustrious career in the podcast stratosphere, doing Nightcap and Chad Ochocinco, doing Club Shay Shay, and ultimately gets this $100 million deal that he was all over the news about to sign just a couple of days before this report came out. In my perfect world, he moves on. And somehow, some way, we find this all to be false. But it doesn't seem like that's the way things are about to go down, considering who Mr. Busby is and how, in fact, his client is proclaiming that she is right and she's telling the truth. I don't know where this is going to go. I can't speak to anything else. I don't know who Shannon Sharp's leading team is, but they're suggesting. I imagine that everything that has transpired has been at the behest of his lawyers, not just himself.
But once the lawsuit hit the headlines, it was curtains. A $50 million civil suit filed by a 21-year-old woman accused Shannon of raising attorney, saying it was pure hypocrisy to protect Shannon when women inside the company were the writing to protect Shannon when women inside the company were the writing was on the wall. It was on the wall. Had to go.
Usually companies use a clause when considering somebody or considering somebody.
gotta remember. Watch what you put on your social. Gotta remember. Watch what you put on your social media, because you know, when you get a job, sometimes some jobs they look at your social media just to see what type of person you are. So just be careful what you put on them.
In a public way. The purpose of a morality clause is to protect the brand at the end of the day. Everything has to come back to the bottom line, and they have to be able to know that what they put out there is reflective of the brand and what we call in the industry brand safe. Disney is widely known.
And see, Disney, that's like, you talking about the mouse. You talking about Mickey. You talking about the mouse, bro. When you work for the mouse, you gotta move in a certain type of way. It's a family company.
Very strict and not playing around when it comes to the morality clauses that we put into their talents contracts.
But that's not even scratching the surface.
But the immediate reaction from Disney is a reflection of the court of public opinion and Shannon fighting for his life with his brand image.
He fighting for his life. I said that.
Established such a
on one of my
strong
old
tie
videos.
to having an affinity to assert his sexual dominance and preference on everyone else. We know too much about him, and it's now coming back to bite him.
And once the lawsuit opened the floodgates, all of Shannon's skeletons came tumbling out. And baby, that closet was packed tighter than a Shane warehouse. First up, his type. Shannon's long documented obsession with chasing very young, racially ambiguous women while simultaneously clowning black women with dignity came back to haunt him. And no moment exposed that clearer than his humiliation of Yvonne Orji. Chad Ochocinco tried to set Shannon up with Yvonne, who is beautiful, successful, celibate, basically the woman men claim they're praying for.
What y'all think about this God-fearing woman who has herself aligned in the right places being unionized with because she would be perfect for you and what you have going on. Not only is she walking the path of righteousness, but she has the vision that can open the door. Now, what do you think about that?
Shannon didn't just decline out loud on camera.
This part right here is crazy. He said, send me a symbol. Do y'all know that the movie Sinners came out, I think on Sunday, on Easter Sunday. They dropped this lawsuit on Easter Sunday, and it's crazy. He said he wanted a song. Wow.
What did you
Nasty
say?
B?
Brother?
Nasty.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't want nobody walking straight down.
He even tossed out the name of Miss B Nasty, a white OnlyFans star, as more his speed.
Miss Nasty B, I have a right by my bed. Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to do.
No, bro.
I don't want nobody walking.
No.
You about to get a big bag. Stay away from the OnlyFans, jeez, I'm telling you, bro. Just stay away.
Forgive me for what I'm about to do. Man,
You fucked all the money up. Why you laughing at shit? You fucked the whole bag up, dog. You fucked everything up.
I'm a pure fool.
This nigga fucked the whole bag up.
You always on the bullseye.
It wasn't funny. It was loud, clear, and cruel. And it showed that Shannon's idea of an ideal woman was the complete opposite of a black woman walking in dignity and faith. And to make it worse, once the internet started connecting the dots, the pattern became impossible to ignore. Gabriela Zuniga, the woman suing him for $50 million, is young, white passing, vulnerable, exactly Shannon's type. But Gabriela didn't just allege controlling behavior. She dropped bombs, claims that Shannon filmed her
And she
without
not
consent,
white, she Venezuelan
ignored
and
safe
black.
words, and crossed lines even after she begged him to stop. And when she tried to walk away, Shannon allegedly offered her $10 million to keep quiet. When she refused and went public, Shannon cried, "Shakedown," but the damage was already done. And the leaked audios, they didn't help at all. One caught Shannon saying this.
If you sit down,
Matter of fact, put the phone down. Put the phone down, my nigga. The phone just cost you $200 million. $200 million gone down the drain.
big black guy, small white woman.
I don't know what was the purpose of him saying that either. Big black guy choked small white woman.
His defense team tried to fire back with receipts, showing old texts where Gabriella supposedly asked for rough role play, dominance, even abuse. But here's the problem. Even if 99% of the relationship was consensual, the second Gabriella said no, and he allegedly kept going, that's game over. Consent is not a one-time blanket pass. It's ongoing. And ignoring a no changes the entire conversation. But Shannon's downfall isn't just about Gabriella. Old skeletons started tumbling out the closet. A new report dropped saying Shannon once got into it with a female production assistant back when he was at Undisputed with Skip Bayless. And apparently, there was a quiet settlement worth hundreds of thousands. Then there's his messy situation with ex-girlfriend Michelle Evans back in 2010. Michelle filed a restraining order against Shannon after claiming he assaulted her during a breakup over cheating allegations. She alleged.
So I guess he wasn't, he ain't gay, but he like choking women, I guess. That's what they
Shannon
said.
forced her to her knees and assaulted her without consent. And guess what? That mess got Shannon quietly dropped from CBS Sports back then. History is looking real cyclical right about now. Then Michelle sat down with Tasha K and spilled even more tea about Shannon's weird bedroom obsession, controlling behavior, and his dark side that most of the public never saw.
He loved to have his booty played with.
Oh my God.
That part might not have been everyday sex.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You like, what happened now? Hold on.
His controlling behavior and his dark side that most of the public never saw.
He loved to have his booty played with.
Oh,
That part might not have been everyday sex, but other than that,
oh,
just,
Well, so like you put fingers and tongue in his butt?
yeah.
oh
You know,
my.
there were times where I wondered if maybe he was bi, but then I would tell myself, no, that doesn't mean he's gay just because he likes his booty being played with.
Do you think you kind of opened up his butt?
Oh my God. Come on, y'all.
No, I can't imagine because he already liked it.
And if you thought the Monique and Cat Williams episodes on Club Shay Shay aged badly before, pull them back up now. Monique practically begged Shannon on camera to stop chasing young girls and find a mature woman who could love him for real.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
You need the old fat gal.
To get you an old child there that can love you old. You try to hang out with these young kids and you can't do it, Sandy. You just can't do it.
Cat joked about how dangerous it was for black men to mess around with young white women.
Had me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Dad.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You became the conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass.
Suddenly grew a moral compass overnight. They dropped him because the building started demanding action, especially the women. Multiple jobs over small infractions on their watch. Disney saw the smoke and didn't wait around for the fire. And Disney don't care about loyalty. Disney cares about shareholders.
Yeah. There's some shareholders. They were everything. Like if you own a certain amount of stock in 75% of a company, like that
sponsors and keeping their image squeaky clean. Shannon became a liability overnight. And when the female employees at ESPN started talking about how fast they got punished for way smaller things, posting a pic with a politician, standing too close during COVID, meanwhile Shannon's still employed with way bigger accusations, yeah, Disney knew they had a huge discrimination lawsuit just waiting to pop off if they didn't move quick, so they cut bait. So now, Shannon's stepping away till football season, allegedly. Reality, he's not coming back. And honestly, even if he did, the stain's there forever. It's sad. He could have been bigger than Stephen A, had his own sports empire, but now he's fighting for his public image. And poor Stephen A. Smith, he got caught looking like the messy middleman. After all, he was the one who campaigned for Shannon to join First Take. He was the one who promised it would be ratings gold. Now, Stephen A's scrambling to distance himself. The mask is on. Receipts are everywhere. The timeline is littered with red flags everyone ignored because Shannon was funny, relatable, viral. But beneath the meme is a man making reckless choices, stacking enemies, and playing with fire. Now, the fire finally caught up. Shannon, beloved, too polished. He thought the rules didn't apply to him. He thought he could keep chasing 19-year-olds and laughing at black women's dignity without consequences. He thought he could silence skeletons with NDAs and hush money. But karma doesn't take bribes. And now, everything he built is collapsing in real time. Faster than he can post another thirst trap on Instagram. And if bad, buckle up. Because that isn't done. More audios, more texts, maybe even full videos are rumored to be coming. And trust me, the next video, you're not going to want to miss it. Because if you thought Shannon Sharp's downfall was messy now,
check out the page,
just
so we'll
wait
probably go
until
back
you
and
see
do
who
another
else
one.
might be getting dragged down with him.
Hold on.
Stay tuned because the team...
We're going to do some, this long
The
prayer.
latest from federal court in the Sean Combs criminal case. Status of jury selection, what Diddy's going to be wearing, violation of a gag order,
Diddy going to court next
Time
week.
to bring in our law and crime reporter
Next week.
who's in the
Going in.
courtroom to give us the very latest. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. Jesse Weber. Okay, so before we jump into the case, I want to tell you about something else real quick. We have this brand new podcast that we just dropped on Wondery Plus. It's called Karen the Retrial. It's about Karen Reed. Shocker. It's the best place for a recap of everything going on in the Karen Reed case, everything going on in her retrial that's really happening right now, by the way. What's to come as the retrial heats up. So you can in the courtroom to give us the very latest. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. Jesse Weber. Is going to begin next week, May 5th, and let's not forget what we're
May
talking.
5th. May 5th. That's when it's going down.
Sean Combs' criminal case. He faces 5 sex crimes-related charges: sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, transportation to engage. That Combs allegedly ran this criminal enterprise, that he engaged in a pattern of years-long abuse against women, forcing them into sexual episodes, bringing in sex workers, all of those allegations. And I will tell you, I said it before, I say it again, I think that this is incredible that this is happening.
Hold on, y'all. These airplanes be
It is remarkable that we are seeing a federal trial in less than a year of when he was arrested. But by all accounts, the defense has wanted this to go forward. They want this trial to move forward. It seems by all accounts they believe they can get an acquittal here. We shall see. But right now, we want to do a recap of what happened in court today as this trial is about to begin. So straight from the courtroom, actually outside of the federal courthouse right now in downtown New York, we have with us once again, Law and Crimes reporter Elizabeth Milner. Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming here on Sidebar. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to start right from how we always start our recaps. How did Sean Combs look? How did he appear? And who is there for him on his side?
Oh yeah, Jesse. It seems like the weight is kind of now on Diddy's shoulders as he's set to start trial technically on Monday with jury selection and obviously the following week being opening statements. But when he walked into the courtroom today, he did what he usually does. He kind of does an eye over the entire gallery, sees who's in there, makes eye contact with a lot of us, which I thought was a little surprising, especially us being members of the press. He kind of looked at each and every one of us. There was an anchor there with Fox 5 and who I think he had a previous professional relationship with, kind of looked and waved at her. So, he seems
So they got him in there. It looked like his hair, when Diddy was out or whatever.
The pretrial hearing, they're in it for another 2 the pretrial hearing, they're in it for another 2 months. And it's the actual trial. None of his family was there today. And I think, I'm not sure if you're aware that they weren't going to be coming today, but I think maybe there's a little disappointment there because I think
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's bugging.